Hey guys, I know you haven't seen me in a while, but the stream show is back. I am DJ Strick, of course, and it's my pleasure to be hanging out with you tonight. But this is what I want to do. I want to get right into the show. If you're watching this, please give me a thumbs up if you're seeing this because you haven't seen me in a while, and tell me where you are from. So without any further ado, I want to bring him on the screen. His name is Kevin Kolbe, and he is a great friend of mine, has recently upgraded his title. So, Kevin, you are a content creator, you're
Yeah.
a content creator coach, and now you are a author.
Now I am an author. Go
And
figure.
and in the South, of course, I pronounce it differently, but you said it right, author. This is really cool, man.
Yeah, look at that. And I just happen to have a copy right
I'm
there.
waiting on my copy. I'm waiting on my copy. I'm gonna get it soon. But this is so cool.
Yeah.
So I want to jump right into why this book and why now.
So I have a do list, I call it. I tried to be real cute and smart and thought if I called it a to-do list, I would just get around to it. And on my do list, sadly, for quite some time has been write a book. And the more this year just progressed, I kept thinking, I keep putting it off. I keep putting it off. And so I decided that I'm going to write a book. Now, the irony is, this is not the book I thought I would write. And I just kind of felt called to write this. I had stuff I had done on live streaming. It's called Live Streaming Made Easy. I'll plug it one more time.
I love it.
And
You can stay, just keep it there, and we'll
I'll just
talk
keep it
more
right there. I need to
about
have
how
a
they can
t
get it
shirt
and all
made.
that. There you go.
Hello. Everybody take your screenshots at home. And I thought, I never considered myself an expert. I'm a specialist in things. I love things. And I thought, let me see if I can give this a go. And my goal was to do it in 2 weeks. What I didn't know is that I didn't know anything about self-publishing.
No. You were gonna
So
put you
yeah.
were gonna write the book and publish it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was my, ignorant dream based on nothing, is that I thought, "Well, how hard can it be?" You write a book, and the irony is, I mean, you and I go way back, and
Right.
we've streamed and streamed and streamed, sometimes for the same groups and the same platforms, and so it's and I even talk about it in the book, I mean, I was in television for years and years. So technically I was around streaming before it was even called live streaming.
Right.
So I thought, you know
An
what? Let me write.
award-winning television producer and all of that kind of stuff. You got
Well,
to throw
yeah.
that in there, right?
Yeah. But I thought, let me at least get a book out of me on something I know something about. And it was a blast. Like I said, it's
That's
not the
awesome.
book that I thought I would be writing, but it was fun.
And I can appreciate it as a content creator and a live streamer. Anytime somebody in our community writes a book, publishes a book, this is a big deal because a lot of us can do what comes easy, which is turning on the
Mhm.
camera and being in front of
Yep.
the camera and talk, which I love to do. But I have a book inside me as well. So I am really excited for you because I know what the accomplishment of writing this book could be for you. And then, of course, it's on Amazon. Like you've
Yeah.
done all the
Yeah.
work.
Yep, it's on Amazon, and now it's even on Barnes& and Noble, and,
Wow.
there's also another site called Lulu. It's more of an independent site, but I actually know somebody that works there that I didn't even know he worked there, and he reached out and said, "Hey, you need to get your book on our site," and all self-published, all free to upload, and it's just, here's my thing, if I can write a book, anybody can write a book.
Come on.
You just
Come
gotta
on.
gotta figure it out and just kinda go for it, and I learned Dude, I learned so so much. What I didn't know about writing a book was even more than I didn't know, if that makes sense. I I kinda knew what I didn't know, and then the more I got into it, I'm like, "Oh,
Right.
Ross Brand, who's a friend who also wrote the forward for the book with the Live Streaming Universe, he was a tremendous help. Another lady that we go to church with who had written a book, either last year or earlier in the year, I called her and picked her brain and learned a lot from her. And everybody was great with sharing, don't do this, do this. There's also a great guy named Dale Roberts, YouTube channel, does a lot on self publishing. I actually connected with him and he gave me some pointers. So it's a great community. But I
That's
do find
awesome.
writing a book harder than doing what we're doing
Of
right now.
course, you just turn on the cameras and we're ready to go, get the
Oh,
right
yeah.
lights, and we're ready to get it. But this is what I want to do really quick. I do want to go and check out your website because this is where people can go to be able to get more details about the book. And there we are. Besides,
That's
you're
it.
not here with me. I updated everything but this. So let me
That's okay.
be sure you're on the screen with me. Here we go. And this is the website, of course, kevinkolbe.com. You can get it. I'm on the page that says book. And if you ever wanted to get it to live stream but don't know what to do, this book is for you. You've definitely made it easy. And number one best-selling book today. I love the fact that you have it all here for people, where they can get it from Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Lulu, and then there you go. That's really
There's my
cool.
big mug. Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
love
mean,
it.
I really tried to just make it easy. I really did. And then the title, kinda came out of that. I didn't wanna overcomplicate it. I can easily overcomplicate anything, and I thought, my goal was that somebody could read through. I mean, you could probably read through this easily in a day,
Man, that's awesome.
and hopefully have everything you need, including encouragement to go live if that's something you wanna do.
Right. So tell me this. When you were coming up with the title for this, how quickly did that come to you? Because I'm really thinking, man, did I just miss it on finding a great title? Live streaming made easy. That's excellent.
No, no, it didn't. So I had a bunch of titles I kept writing down, there were cute titles, like live streaming that my mom didn't even know about, or I didn't want to do the words noob or dummies. I didn't even want to put the word beginners in there, which I think that's a personal thing because if you're a beginner, you're a beginner. And I just kept writing down a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, and I just wrote this one down. I don't even know where it came from. It was when I was writing it, and the more I kept looking at it, I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense. And it's got a subtitle because I even learned about that most books, again in my research, when you look at Amazon, like our friend Sean Cannell, if you look at his YouTube secrets, well, it's got a long subtitle. A lot of that is keywords and things like that. So I had to
Gotcha.
like, okay, got to come up with a subtitle. But it's just, I wanted a short title. In fact, if I can say this, it's not a brag. It's just hopefully people will think, oh, I can do this. I designed the cover myself
That's
in
awesome.
Canva.
Great job.
And I purposely kept it simple because I thought the last thing I want is, here's a book on making live stream easy, and I've got the most convoluted cover in the
Right.
world.
Right.
Yep, did the back cover, all of this in Canva. I did get a freelancer to do the formatting. Again, something else I didn't know how to do. So when you upload it, but that simple.
I love that you're sharing some of this because, I mean, as you have the title of Live Streaming Made Easy, you're also teaching us for the people that want to write books like me. I want to be a content creator and an author as well. Of course, I do have an ebook that's out there. It's something really, really simple, but it was a way for me to kind of step my foot into the water a little bit,
Mhm.
to kind of make sure that this is something that I could do. That
Yeah,
being said, adding some of the details behind it, sharing that you did the graphics, which I think is great. To be honest with you, I want to go back to this shot. Man, this is excellent, even for a thumbnail. Like you are right on it, sir. You are right on it. And I want to do this right as we're talking about this because I want to get more details on the book and helping people even with our show right now. So let me do this. If you go to Amazon and I want to, I'm doing this in real time.
real time. I love it.
There it is. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
So there's the book.
Yep.
All right. So I'm already in my account. Yeah, I'm just going to hit, look, I see it here. Let me do this because I don't want it to bring up my accounts. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to
Oh
hit
yeah.
buy now. You know what's happening. Let me hit this button. Come on.
Very cool.
It's thinking here. Okay, and I did right because it's got all my account stuff coming up. I'm placing. Let me be sure.
Yeah, there's a pro tip right there. Don't order. Don't,
You don't order live.
yeah,
You know,
don't show
don't
your
order
screen
live.
share when you're ordering live. Yeah.
Yes, you want to be sure. I think that is right.
And while you're doing that, something else I can share is that it started as so originally I had like a checklist,
Hmm.
a live stream checklist that I'd created, one of those free things for somebody gives you your email and you send it to them. And I wanted to update it, and that became then it's like, okay, wait a minute. If I expand this so much, then maybe it becomes an ebook. And so the more I started leaning into it, even live streams I had done that became then a lot of what is in here, because I could transcribe those, I could add to them things I had never talked about, like making money and things like that. It's like, let me do some of that. And I just decided, well, wait a minute. If I do it as an ebook, I can do it as a paperback. So I made the decision right off the bat. And again, whether it was good or not, I don't know. I didn't want to release an ebook and then come back and release a paperback. I wanted it to
Gotcha.
be an ebook and a paperback at the same time. And that way, for example, you're ordering, you have the option, and you're going to make a little bit more money on the paperback, but again, it gives the person who's getting it an option of which one they had rather have.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
um yeah, and here's kind of the bonus tip, if you will. There's two more phases of this book. One will be an audio book, because guess what, here's the script right
You
there.
got it. You got it.
So
Okay.
I'm going to do an audio book on it, and then the next phase will be an online course, because again, here's the information.
Right.
So I wasn't even thinking that, but as I was writing it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Now it actually serves as my template, my source material, if you will, for an audiobook as well, and also an online course. So that's the goal.
I did that with my ebook. Exactly the same
Oh, that's
thing.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was a small course, but got that free ebook. You sign up for the course. I talk you through everything, and it just works.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I couldn't put up the screen again, so you'll see some of
Oh, there
this.
you
But
go.
this is my confirmation for Amazon, but it does have my
Thank you.
address in it, so let's just keep it that way. But it's done, and I also followed you
Thank
on Amazon as well. I didn't know you were
Oh,
out there,
cool.
but now follow the author, and I click follow. So when the next version comes out, audio version, whatever, I guess I will know. I will
Yeah.
know as a
Yeah.
follower.
That's
That's
cool.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you
Thank you
for
very much.
doing that. You have been on the stream show tons of times. Like I love having you on. Most of the times we do like a panel. I could bring you on with the panel.
Mhm.
I was gonna do a panel this time, Kevin. I really was, but I got to thinking. I saw what Ross was doing, Ross Brand, and I'm like, no. Kevin's a friend of mine. Let me put him on the show. Let's sell this book. I want, and so big shouts out to Ross for supporting you and putting it
Yeah.
out there first.
He's been great.
I'll give him that. So having people in our community that
Yeah.
will champion other content creators, I think is a great idea. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that as we have people that have books, if we can say, hey, support this person, support their book. I know it's going to be great content because I get great content from you when you come on to the show. How did that boost your confidence when Ross was able
Oh,
to kind of help you and put some things out there for you?
dude, I can't it's gonna be hard to explain. I mean, when I decided I needed a forward because I studied other books, I thought, Ross. It's gotta be Ross. He was my only choice, my only option. I thought, if he says no, I'll find somebody, I guess, or not have one. And he was all in. And then I wasn't in, and this is, I mean, Ross is such a giving guy. I didn't, I mean, we had, I don't know how many conversations about, well, how are you going to launch it? How are you going to promote it? Make sure you get this. And then I joked at one point with my wife. I said, I think he's become my agent, because
Wow.
he was dude, he was promoting it more than I was at one point. I'm like, okay, he true story. When the book goes live, so I get an email from Amazon saying, okay, the book is live. But it wasn't yeah, it's kind of like a delay. It's not like YouTube when you publish it, it's published.
Right.
And so I'm on there and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. So I guess there's a delay, in it getting up and
Right.
stuff like that. And all of a sudden it's there. And I'm like, oh wow. And I think it was the next day, it's kind of like YouTube. You go and you see how many more views you've got, more subscribers. And so I get there and all of a sudden I see that it's the number one, both the ebook and the paperback are number one in new releases. And I'm like,
Wow.
really? Okay. I mean, okay. And then so I'm sending that to him. He's the one who pings me the next day and goes, dude, you're a bestseller. I said, what?
God.
And he does a screenshot. He goes, save this screenshot. And then he's like, oh, you're number 3 in the UK. Oh, and I'm like, okay.
Wow.
And I didn't even know how to find this. I said, where are you getting this information? He goes, no, go into your KDP account. You'll see it. And I'm like, and he was sharing it online,
Yes, he was. I saw it. I really
yeah.
did. I was a little, how you want to say, not jealous, but I was like, man, I want to promote Kevin as well. He's my friend too.
Well, you can. I'm not going to fight you. That's
I
fine.
am. I am. Like, this is my opportunity to say, hey, everybody that knows me, DJ Strick and the Stream Show, knows and love Kevin Kolbe for coming onto our show and giving us some great content. I always will promote you as a content creator coach, but now I'm saying author as well. I just love it, man. And
That's
so to bring
crazy.
you back on the Stream Show inside the Ecamm fam to talk about this is excellent. So just a couple of months ago, I had Diana Gladney on.
Oh,
She
yeah.
released a book as well. Like,
Yep.
Kevin, you're in great company.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's somebody that tweeted out not too long ago that he had ordered Diana's book and my book on the same day, and I'm like,
Wow.
okay,
Wow.
to like be in that same because I mean she's an amazing creator, an
Right.
amazing person, and I thought, okay, that's unreal. I mean, there were so it's bizarre. So I posted it on LinkedIn, and I haven't posted much on Instagram in a while, and I thought I might as well do a reel on it and let people know because yes, I want to sell books, but I also want to help people. I mean, I didn't write this just to throw on the shelf somewhere. And there was a guy on LinkedIn, I don't know who he is, who actually held up a copy of his book that he had just bought, and he lived in Sweden. And he
Wow.
goes, I'm gonna take some days off and I'll be reading your book. And I'm like, it's kind of like on YouTube when somebody leaves a comment, and they're in Ireland or Australia or Japan or
Right.
wherever it is, and you're like, dang, that's pretty sweet. But then to see your own book in somebody else's picture, it's like,
Right.
okay, this is like it keeps getting real. And it's a blast. And you know what? It's again, if I can write it, if I can figure out a way, and I'm sure I made a ton of mistakes and didn't do things right, then if you're watching this and you got a book in you, which you probably do, give it a shot. Give it a shot. And there's enough research out there. In fact, I've actually had several people ask me if I would put something together on how I did it. So I think that'll probably be a course or something like that, just to help people. Like, okay, I think mine was a little unorthodox, but this is how I did it. And if something in there helps, somebody like you write a book, you're watching this, then fantastic.
I think that's excellent. I really do. Because as content creators, you've got a book that is content. We call it being an author
Yep.
to write a book, but it's still
Yep.
content that you
Yeah.
created. You also want to create video content, for people as well. I just think that it's, just the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and Ross and I did a live stream after the book came out because we talked about that. I said, hey, would you mind coming on? We can talk about. And he said, no, I'd love to. I said, but I want the book out. Actually want to be able to hold the book. And the irony is, I had his book, he had my book, and I thought, and I said, but I don't want to make it just a live stream about the book. I just don't. Let's talk about reasons that content creators should write books. Because
Right.
again, I mean, I wouldn't watch just a live stream of me talking about. But, you know, and it's just that the doors it opens um, is insane, but the opportunities, I mean, to get, more focus and clarity. And like you just said, you nailed it. The other types of content that can come out
Come
of
out of
just
it.
not
Yeah.
even just this book, but the exercise of doing it.
Right.
I don't even think I've fully recognized or appreciated yet.
So one of the things that I do on a weekly basis, my wife has a radio show. It's a
Yeah.
syndicated radio show that I produce for her. So the production of that show, from recording her voice and then editing in Adobe Audition, and it really takes me about 3 hours. It's a lot of work. So I
That's a lot of
actually
work. Yeah.
record her one day, and then the next day I edit it all together. I was talking to her. It's like, man, I really just need to make content out of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody will sit there and just watch me edit, make another channel. Listen, I'm doing the work,
Yeah.
but my problem is people might see the ADHD in me come out because I'm doing the work and then I'm turning watching TV and then I'm doing the work and then I'm looking at my phone. It is the reason why it takes 3 hours because I can't focus
Oh,
an
yeah.
hour
Yeah.
and a half enough to actually do it and get it done. But
Yeah.
it's content, and as content creators, if we're editing, that's still content to somebody. Somebody would want to know. I don't do it perfect. Somebody would say, "Well, if I was you, I would compress this way, or add edits this way." But I
Yeah.
can show people what I do to have
Yeah.
a show that's in 25 different markets.
Yeah, yeah. I First of all, you are an absolutely amazing creator and
And thank
who's
you.
got a level of excellence that I can't hit.
Oh,
Um,
come on, man. That's you being way too kind,
no,
sir.
no, 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 no. It is, and but you talk about. I mean, there's so many things we can do, and you can try and do too much. I mean, that's been my
Right,
issue. I've
right,
never been diagnosed ADD or ADHD or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure I haven't. Um, But, there's also things about just putting stuff out there. It's so easy to get stuck into like, well, I got to do it this way and I got to do it this way and I've got to do it this way and I've got to do it this way. And all of a sudden, all those self imposed rules just suck the life out of creating.
right,
And, I mean, you're a believer and I'm a believer. I mean,
right.
God gave me gifts to use,
Come on, that's true.
and I can get in my own head too often. And rather than just use it, and again, I could have put this out there and never sold a copy, but I guarantee you, I would never sell a copy or have an opportunity to if I didn't at least try.
Come on now, that's
And
true.
it's. I mean, I did a video podcast with a buddy years ago, and super cool guy, amazing radio guy. He's retired from radio now, and his number one concern is, what if nobody watches it? And I said, the only guarantee I'm going to make you is if we don't do it, nobody will.
Right, right,
That's it.
watch it. That's
That's
true.
it.
So recently, um, I don't go on to my personal YouTube page a lot because I'm not putting a lot of content over there because I'm doing some branded content.
Mhm.
Ecamm is for some other brands, and so I'm not putting a lot of content over there. But I have tons of videos. One of my videos that had the most views recently, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. COVID always throws me how long things are
Yeah.
in recent
Yeah.
years, but
Yeah.
I did an interview with a guy named Greg Fillinganes. He is a musician, keyboard player, but he did some of Michael Jackson's tours, like the bad tours
Oh,
and
that's
stuff like
cool.
that. So I was live with him. On one of the videos, I was actually live with him. He gets a call from Smokey Robinson. No joke. I am not
Get
lying.
out.
Like he stops and puts the phone up to the screen and everything. Anyways, the highest rated show, and Michael Jackson fans were just eating it up on a normal basis. Like I would just see every time I would go on, that's the highest rated or highest viewed video for months, almost for a couple of years. Just this past week, I interviewed a comedian probably 2 months ahead of that had some general views. And for whatever reason, this young lady's video has started to sting up. I'm
Oh, wow.
talking maybe 3 years old. And for whatever she's doing, people are finding my interview with her and are watching it, watching tons of it. And you just never really know. One of the things that I
Yeah.
like that you do, or that I have an opportunity to see in the last 2, 3 years that we've been doing work together, you share on a monthly basis your subscribers, your analytics. You
Mhm.
kind of share that with people. Number one, because there's a tons of success in there. Like, can you tell me what it was like just for people? We talked about the book, and that is
Yeah.
promotion. Now
Yep.
you're doing more, but I want to go back to maybe 2, 3 years ago when
Oh,
you
yeah.
were a content creator with 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 subscribers, and then started to grow. Can you explain that process to everybody to encourage them even more?
Yeah, and I'll take it back. I think it was a couple of years ago. I can tell you exactly when it happened. So there's a conference called Video Marketing World. The guy who runs it named Scott Simpson. Some of you guys may know. Super cool guy. And I had been in person at the previous one. Owen got me to go, and I went there and got to meet Scott. And it was amazing. And then the pandemic hit. Everything went virtual, and I think my YouTube channel was around 400 subscribers, maybe. I mean, it was, and because I was just throwing everything up, and it just nothing, not there was just no reason for half the stuff I was putting up there. And he said, "Hey, look, we're doing audits during the conference live. VidIQ guys were doing them." He said, "We're going to audit your channel if you want, along with some other ones." I'm like, "Sure." And the funny thing is, I'd always resisted having somebody do it because I knew kind of what they were going to tell me.
Right.
And dude, it was the best thing that ever happened. I got a copy of it, and I can sum it up. And they said, "You look like a nice guy. You look like you got nice content, but we don't really know what you're about at all." And it's what I needed to hear to get focus. And so I thought, you know what? If I'm going to take this thing serious, I got to get focused in. I got to start doing a little bit more research on videos and things like that. And it wasn't long after that, one of my videos hit. And to this day, it's my biggest video. But you can see all of a sudden the spike just start going up,
Wow.
up, 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 up. Now, full disclosure, there was a dip about a year ago because at that point, my second biggest video, YouTube deleted. They said it violated community guidelines. We went round and round. I lost, they won. So you move on. And the irony is, it was an idea they gave me through the research tab. But
Wow.
yeah, but it's like one of those things. It's like, fine, you got to move on. You got to learn from it. I can say that nobody, if people don't know me, that it was all up and up. It's just I'm not going to put anything out that's going to get anybody in trouble or me either. But it's one of
Right.
those things. But yeah, just to see the growth, and it's hard not to get caught up in the numbers, but at the same time, it's nice to see the numbers rise
Right.
because people are clicking and viewing, and when they're commenting, that's even better. When they're asking a question, heck, I don't even care if somebody doesn't like the video, but when I get like, "Hey, I tried that and it didn't work." "Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about that," or, "Hey, thank you very much." And you're connecting with people around the world. So to see that growth from when I really got a kick in the butt for that video marketing world, it made me realize that YouTube is such a powerful platform that we get for free,
That's true.
that I don't think anybody knows everything about it, period. But there's a lot of things that you can do right and a lot of things you can do wrong. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting close to 9,000 subscribers now.
That is
um
awesome.
yeah, it's insane. I mean, at the way it's tracking, potentially I'll be at 10,000 in a couple of months, which again blows my mind. But
That's
you got to be
awesome.
careful that just because you may have a lot of subscribers doesn't mean necessarily that you're connecting with people and things like that. So yeah, I and going back to your story about the video hitting, I mean, if you look at my top 10, and if people watching this don't know this, you can sort by last 7 days, how your video
Hmm.
is 28 days, 90 days, and on and on and on. I tend to look at more 90 days just because I think you can start to see patterns and habits maybe. Um, Most of my videos in the top 10 are not recent.
Got you.
They're a year or 2 or maybe 3 years old, and it's because, YouTube is looking for people that might be interested in that topic, that fit other, in that area, and you never know. You
Right.
just never know, but it's great, and it's the doors it's opened have been absolutely amazing.
I think that's awesome. Of course, I've been watching you, and I try my best
Thank you.
to, as you post those things, to always give a comment because, I know your heart. You're not posting them to brag, hey, look at me,
Mm-mm.
but you're posting them to encourage other people that this is possible. Tell me
Yep.
what it was like for you as you were posting and trying your best to do what when they reviewed your channel, I'm sure you decided to do what they asked you to do.
Yeah.
And of course, you got a video deleted. You got what else is there? It probably didn't change overnight. And then when you slowed down, because I know that that was the case as well, you might not have put as many
Yeah.
videos up, but
Mhm.
you were at a place where it was taking off. Can you explain the dichotomy of the two? Like I'm going up this mountain, and then when you
Yeah.
get over, you start going down and you pick up stuff. Like what was that like for you?
Well, and it's crazy. I mean, that's a great question. There's a lot of teachers on YouTube that I think just lead people the wrong way, or at least put things out there so you go, oh, well, if I just do X and Y, then Z happens and I'll just explode and I'll do all of this. And there's videos I've spent a lot of time on that have done nothing. There's videos that I've just had a wild idea, did the thumbnail as an afterthought, and those have done better. Um, and a lot of times I'm trying to get better and better about what people are saying. Like, thanks, you got right to the point. This is exactly what I was looking for. I look back at some of my older videos and thought, why didn't I cut that out? Why didn't I just get to it? Why didn't I just do more about what the person clicked on to get there? I didn't have to reset it back up again. They'd already clicked, you know?
Right,
It's like if you go to a burger place and all they sell are burgers, they don't have to then tell you that they only sell burgers, right?
right.
Just get to the point. But it's been weird. I mean, seeing the growth and seeing the steady growth and then the comments, you can get sucked into it
You
a
really
lot.
can. I
Um,
get it. I get
yeah.
it.
And I think the other tough thing is too, you can also get caught up. I mean, I have a personal goal. I want to upload a video a week.
Gotcha.
But I'm also to a point, I mean, you know this about me. I don't know how many people are watching this, but our youngest son has special needs. And you know
Right.
what? Right now, that's the most important thing in our life. And so there's those times where I don't go live as much as I maybe want to because I may just not be able to. I mean,
Right.
the beauty is I'm a solo creator. I work out of our home and it's great, but I have that flexibility. But you know what? If I go a week and I don't upload a video, I don't, and the
Wow.
world keeps turning and it's going to be okay. And then I'm actually releasing a video tomorrow. When this airs, it will already be out, that I just decided the day before. I had this wild idea based on a video I saw and I wanted to shoot it. And I'll tell you this, it's the most lo-fi video I've ever produced in my life.
Okay. Let's try it, right?
Very hard to, yeah, yeah, and coming from a TV background where everything was like, everything was scrutinized down to the frame to be able to do that. I don't know if anybody will watch the video, but I actually shot it on my iPad.
Okay. But depending
But
on what
there's
kind of iPad you have, it can still give you some great
It
resolution.
ain't a good one, but, I just
I get
it
it.
it fits with the story that I
Okay.
tell in there about this other creator, so, and sometimes it's just about doing and putting it out there
I
and
agree.
moving on. So, I don't know if I really answered your question, but it's fun to see things, that may work. I did a video about AI and it's really taken off. It's now become my second biggest video. I've done other ones that have just been like, it's okay. Um, I've tried not to be defined by one thing.
I
You
get
know, I
it.
love Final Cut, but I don't want to be a Final Cut station or a channel. I don't want
Got
to
it.
be an AI channel. I just want to be a creator dude that helps other creators create. I mean, that's about as simple as it is. And I tend to talk more to beginners, um, because I don't know about you, but I feel like sometimes they're more receptive than us
Oh
pros
yeah,
can
I
be.
get it. I get it.
we
So
we get crudgety, you know.
we sure do. And there's so many people that are beginning all the time. Like people
Yep.
just start off that don't know. It's surprising to me, even going into the Ecamm community, sometimes people ask the same question back to back. You
Yeah.
know, I'm having echo. Okay, mix minus. It's easy. Like some of the things that I
Yeah.
know now over the years is so
Yeah.
simple, and being able to go back and help those people that are having a tough time because they are just now setting up their system. It
Oh
kind
yeah.
of, is one of those things that, of course, you want to get paid for it, but if you didn't, you know that you did something to help somebody. Kevin, it has been awesome talking to you today. I'm
Oh, thank
glad
you.
you have set aside some time for us. Please go get the book. Amazon is where you can get it, or you can go to Barnes and Noble or Lulu. You can get it there, and you'll see this guy with his book, Live Streaming Made Easy. I want you to support him. And your social media, if people want to get in contact with you, can you share that with us really quick?
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is best, obviously, at Kevin Kolbe. Twitter is really where I hang out, social media wise, and that's at Kevin Kolbe Dude. If you want to find me there, and talk about keeping it lo-fi. The thumbnail in that video that's on that page, I shot with my iPhone. I shoot
Oh,
most
that's
of my
awesome.
thumbnails with my iPhone, so
That's awesome.
I need to
Hey,
embrace lo-fi more.
you have to embrace it, right? You
Yep.
have to embrace it. So again, thank you so very much for coming on to the show.
Thank
It
you.
means a lot to me. We're going to do another panel really soon, so don't get too comfortable over there. I'm going to bring you back.
Anytime. Thank you so much. I love you, dude.
I love you too, sir. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.